Hello, and welcome, y'all. Welcome to this week's edition of Le Cheap Pop Podcast, brought to you by First GenXers Broadcast Network. I am your host, Dark Lord 100, aka Double KK Double, and I am here with the host of the night shift, my co-host, the one and only Rune Squire. What is up, Dave?
Hey, how we doing?
Doing well. Well, I say we're gonna kick it off hot. Hope everything's
With
going good with the Saint. And
Mr.
he's
LFW.
joining us. Yeah, with Mr. LFW. He should be here soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
But we're going to open up with the topic that's on the tip of everybody's tongue right now, and that is the Spider-Man brand new day trailer.
Mm.
The official trailer has recently dropped, and we're going to talk about it because there's a lot of interesting things going on in this trailer from Keith David
Oh
being the
man,
voice
I'm
of
so excited for that.
of what was the name of the doctor?
Kurt Connors.
Kurt
There,
Connors. Yeah,
yeah, because of the speech and the voiceover where he's talking about mutation biology and all this stuff. There is speculation. It still hasn't been announced yet, but there's speculation that Keith David will be the Lizard in the MCU.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, um, people on the internet, fans are like, wait a minute, a depressed, angst-filled Peter Parker? We're finally getting a real Spider-Man movie. Yeah. Oh, and Punisher War Van.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's gonna be that. I can't wait to see those interactions.
That's gonna be great. I mean, just right there. Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah. So I'm truly interested to see because one of the big things was that now Ned and Mary Jane do not remember and MJ do not remember Peter. So that's one of the massive storylines coming on. I'm assuming this has a lot to do with Peter's depression.
Right.
And why he is feeling down.
But it's going to be a gamble because this is definitely a tonal shift for Spider-Man from what we've seen in the MCU so far. Like I said, it's getting closer to Peter in the comic books. Yeah. Where literally with great power comes great responsibility. We're talking the Peter Parker where when the White Queen does just a quick head check on Peter Parker, she just goes like that. You were just a boy, and just the whole sense of Peter's responsibility just hits her. Yeah. And when you get Emma Frost to start crying for you, that's when you know that you are. Yeah. So I'm up for it. There's lots of speculation. We didn't see the clip in the trailer where you've got the horde of ninjas jumping over the from building to building, and there's speculation that something's been cut out of that scene in there, and the general thought is that it could be Daredevil. So we could get Charlie Cox. With everything going on and Daredevil Season 2, which I know we're going to be talking about a little later, I'm thinking that this is going to be post-Season 2 Born Again. And that everything that's happening in Born Again is going to take place, lead into Spider-Man Brand New Day. So we're finally getting all the street MCU characters, Daredevil, Punisher, possibly Jessica Jones, possibly Iron Fist, possibly Luke Cage getting in there.
They're confirmed to be in Brand New, or they're confirmed to be in Born Again Season 2, or Born Again Season 2, but they're not. You're right. They're not confirmed to be in.
And they were for Brand New Day. They were denying that Charlie Cox was going to pop in up till a week or two before release. in there. We saw how that happened. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm a little bit disappointed because we've got some AI slop merchants who have been editing a still, that ninja jump still, and so they changed the background from the Manhattan skyline to what's obviously inside of a jail in there, which it kind of evokes the iconic Spider-Man or no, Peter Parker. I'll correct myself. Yeah. Peter Parker versus the Kingpin in jail, where Peter breaks in to jail while Fisk is in jail, takes off the costume, and delivers Kingpin the beatdown of Kingpin's life. And then
showed him that he was holding back the whole time.
Holding back, and it's like, no, I'm not going to dishonor the costume in there. Yeah. This is all me right now, and he has Kingpin up in a chokehold by the throat, puts his wrist up to Kingpin's mouth, and it's like 1, 2, 3. That's all I need to kill you. That's all I need to shoot webbing right into your mouth, force it down into your lungs, and you suffocate to death. Because there's no way they'd be able to cut it out of you in time before you die. And he just said, and this is in front of, God and everybody in the prison. And he just and the Kingpin aside, just said, remember that. When my aunt dies, I'm coming for you. 1, 2, 3.
Dang. Yeah. Dark Peter is definitely one you
don't mess with. Yeah, exactly.
Because Dark Peter has realized his full power.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
There was also talk about that crossed my desk. That was talk about the potential based on the events of the trailer of Man Spider.
Right. We'll see on that. Yeah.
I don't want to see him permanently turn into some like spider-looking freak. Like no.
Well, he wasn't. He wasn't in the comics. But we remember 6-armed Peter. It's like, oh god, what am I going to do? My costume doesn't fit anymore. Ah.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
But yeah, I mean, that's a valid trope for Spider-Man to go through. But we honestly don't know. And the mutation angle in there, some people are saying it's going to lead for him joining into the X-Men. Other speculation is that no, it means that his body is adapting, and just like in the comics, he now is getting organic webbing rather than the gadget web shooters.
Yeah. So, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Eventually,
we'll see. And one other character that is speculated but not yet confirmed is Sadie Sink from Stranger Things showing up. With the speculation is that she's going to be Jean Grey in the MCU X-Men. And this is going to be the first introduction of the MCU X-Men into the MCU.
The MCU, right. Well, let's see. Yeah. Let's see. And guys, before we jump to the second part of this subject, forgot to run this before we run. Just so y'all know what we're doing.
We are professionals.
We just wanted to rush. I just wanted to rush into that Spider-Man topic.
Oh yeah. Don't blame me at all.
So the second part of it is new rumors suggest that in Secret Wars, which will be after Doomsday, Marvel heroes from non-MCU franchises will be the ones to save somebody in Secret Wars. This is what the headline. But the team, and I'd love to get your thoughts on this, is suspected to be Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, Ben Affleck's Daredevil, surprising choice, Eric Bana's Hulk, Chris Evans comes back as Johnny Storm, Thomas Jane's Punisher, Wesley Snipes as Blade, and Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
Yeah. I'm down for that. That's something that I was thinking of. That's as soon as they offered the brought the multiverse into the MCU,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone was starting to age out and contract out of the roles, I was speculating that this was going to be something that they were going to try to do. You know, Kurt Busiek's amazing Avengers Forever storyline, where you have the collection of Avengers from
Various
every
universes. Yeah.
every iteration, every universe, every timeline, all banding together to settle the Kang and Mortis conflict. Um,
Okay.
and you get like Chris Evans back as Captain America, but you also get like Alexander Skarsgård, who was one of the candidates for Captain America before Chris Evans.
Mm-hmm.
You get Tom Cruise as Tony Stark, in addition to Robert Downey Jr. Uh,
That'd be hilarious.
and all these other things. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was a possibility, and I'm really excited to see all this. Um,
Yeah, me
you know,
too. I want to see how they
nothing.
put it together.
Yeah, nothing against John Bernthal as Punisher. Love the dude.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. I just like Thomas Jane as he's a stand-up guy, and I think that he was a good Punisher saddled with a horrible script, and that was the
kind of
problem.
the Val Kilmer situation with
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
But yeah, no, I feel you. No offense to Jane, I'll always be a Barenthal guy just because I think he fits the
Yeah,
grit of what I saw of the Punisher, what I remember reading of the Punisher. I'm not saying Jane
right.
didn't; he did a great job, but for me, it will always be Barenthal. But just the same,
Dolph Lundgren.
not no, Dolph. Anyway, but yeah, like you said, I'm right there with you. I would love to see this team come back.
Yeah.
Always great to see Tobey Maguire back as Spider-Man. They could even use Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
Again, yeah, exactly. Use Andrew Garfield. Dude, bring in some of the voice actors like Dan Gilvezan, who was Spidey in Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
Oh, really? Okay.
So he'd be slightly older than
kind of
us.
like doing what it would kind of like be doing what DC did with putting Kevin Conroy in during the Crisis on Infinite Earths,
or Frank Grillo as Rick Flag Sr. in Superman. Yeah,
right.
I'm totally down for all of that, man.
Yeah.
The more the merrier at this point, because there needs to be a big showstopper like there was with Endgames to transition into the new MCU.
And that would be a great game stopper. So
absolutely, yeah.
All right. So we all know, and I think we talked about a couple weeks ago, the fact that Sinners was nominated for 16 Oscars, and rightfully so.
Rightfully so.
Every nomination they got. And now we have an official. Sinners won 4 Oscars.
Yeah.
I know there was Best Cinematography, Best Actor,
Best Screenplay,
Best Screenplay, and
Best Supporting Actress.
Best Supporting.
I think. Hold on. Let me pull up the list. Hold on a second. Okay.
I know Ryan Coogler won one.
Yeah, he won for the screenplay. Where is Sinners 2025? There we go. Okay.
It was Michael B. Jordan. They won Best Original Screenplay, Best Cinematography, and Best Original Score.
Okay. Which Mississippi Delta Blues in there. That was just beautiful from beginning to end. Fantastic. And as I've mentioned online, I was talking with you beforehand. I think the Sinners should have won just everything that was up for because it was fantastic. And Ryan Coogler.
Don't get me wrong. I am not going to sit here and ever Dash winning 4 Oscars. Like,
Oh yeah,
that's
no,
an
no, no.
amazing feat for that
I'm just
single
saying it's
movie.
like it should
But
have been more. Coogler
yeah,
should have
but
gotten
I
best
agree.
director on there.
Yeah,
Um, I think that
I
the
think it should
problem,
have won best overall film.
yeah,
No
best
offense to
film,
whoever did, but I
best
think it should have
director,
won best film.
best supporting actor for Delroy Lindo. Let's give him his long, long overdue flowers on that.
So
Best costuming. Um, yeah, it's one of those things where Sinners, unfortunately, it sat right at the crossroads of genre filmmaking and black storytelling.
yeah.
Black storytelling that does not involve enslavement and freedom due to the efforts of white folks.
Right.
Because, 12 Years a Slave won, you know,
Yeah.
everything
A bunch of them
when it
hands
was
down.
up.
Yeah.
Right. But when you have black storytellers, not that Steve McQueen is not black in there, but when you have storytelling from a black point of view, just because everyone knows that the white guy has to chime in when on matters of black point of view and black storytelling and that. But no, I agree with everyone that I've seen online who is qualified to talk about this.
Yeah.
In that, black storytelling that doesn't cater to the white folk status quo tends to get very much overlooked.
Oh yeah, by the Oscars. Oh yeah, well,
by Oscars, by the Academy, not necessarily by the Golden Globes. They're getting better about it, but
the Oscars have always kind of shined down on But all right, we'll move it forward.
But if you haven't seen Sinners yet, watch it. It's fantastic. It's going on my annual Halloween watch list as a staple in there. Beautiful, and Michael B. Jordan. I didn't realize that he was playing twins. I thought they had two separate that were because they were
Michael B.
Yeah, and to have that and to have the separate personalities shine through the way that he made them shine through, absolutely, and the separate deliveries. Absolutely, unquestionably, he deserved that.
It kind of reminds me the way you're talking about it. Like, and just full disclosure, y'all, I have not seen the movie yet, but I've heard enough about it to understand exactly how good it is. I'll say, but it kind of reminds me of what's his name's performance in Split, but I don't know if he won best actor.
James McAvoy, yeah. That or Jeremy Irons in the David Cronenberg film where he's playing twin OBGYNs with one of them being absolutely off the charts.
Hold on, I'm looking up a John. It's okay. So I don't know if you remember him. Well, I know you remember him, but John Lithgow.
John Lithgow,
was in a movie. I think it was called Raising Cain. No, that wasn't it.
I think it was Raising Cain.
He was in a movie that was kind of like Raising Cain, and
where he's playing
a psychological thriller.
Playing double.
That is just one of the best examples I have of
and it just goes. When you are joined in accomplishing things that other actors of those caliber are able to accomplish, you are at the top tier of the game.
You deserve it.
And deservedly so. Yep.
He sure is.
Michael B. Yeah.
All right. So we're going to close it there, and we are going to jump into our next segment, which, as always, is the first segment of the show outside of Hot Topics. Pop Culture Corner, yay! All right, we're going to open up Pop Culture Corner with yet another trailer.
Mm-hmm.
This time, it is the trailer for Dune Part 3.
3. Yeah. I am.
Yeah, you're here for this?
I am here for this.
Look, it's Tom Holland's wife. Oh, I know somebody go slap me for that one. Nah, Zendaya. Congratulations to them, by the way.
So, absolutely,
they just
yeah.
recently got married.
Yeah, low key married too. They didn't turn it into a spectacle, which is, it's on key for both of them. They both
nice.
they are stars without seeking the star sucker.
Yeah.
Hey, and there he is.
What's up, Saint? Yeah, we have no sound on the video. That would be copyright. So
yeah,
it's just a video. Can you hear us?
We cannot hear you, sir.
I think he's trying to fix that.
Yeah. But yeah, now people online on social media who are completely unaware of the storyline of Dune are clowning because we've got Jason Momoa back as Duncan Idaho.
Did he? Oh no, that was Batista, huh?
Yeah, Batista was the Beast Raban.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got people out there acting up saying that, oh, this movie sucks so bad they had to bring back Jason Momoa to generate interest. No. Read a book, damn it. Not to get much into it, but hey, I heard some artifact noise, but you there, sir?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. But yeah, they don't realize that eventually Paul Atreides turns into a half human, half sandworm kaiju on Arrakis that is just popping out, thousands of Duncan Idaho clones.
That's going to be great. We're going to get to see thousands of Jason Momoas.
No. They never, no Dune adaptation. Not the sci-fi series. The sci-fi series went into the next book. I don't think they made it into book 3.
Okay.
But, out of the 5 or 6, depending on you ask, canonical Dune books, it gets weird. It gets very weird.
You want to know what happened? Dune 1 was written right before the acid hit. Dune 2 was written right after the start of the trip. Dune 3 was written after he was full blown gone to the moon, baby. So now you get people that's half worm, half alien, like you get everything. He had it all going on in the head. Oh man. No, I'm just playing with y'all. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I still got to check out 2. I saw the first one, loved it. Well, still got to check out 2 before I check out 3. Saint, you got any thoughts to drop on this Dune 3 trailer?
Yeah, I have not seen it yet. I have not seen it yet, but I have heard a few things about it. It. I know. I know you guys already talked about Spiderman, haven't you?
Yes, we did, sir. We talked about that at the top on Hot Topics.
Yeah, let me just say
this. Let me go ahead and let you. We'll give you a quick second. Go ahead and give your thoughts on the Spider-Man trailer, man.
Listen, I'm pretty happy with how it went down. We know that there are a great potential for Easter eggs. That little part with John Barenthal showing up, as the Punisher, and then Mark Ruffalo coming in as Dr. Banner. So it's like I'm good with that. You know what I mean? And I know that open space when the hand comes in, there's got to be there's got to be some figures. There's got to be a couple of people because he wasn't in that whole scene by himself. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
right at the end, nah, bruh. I think, I mean, I could easily sit up here and say it'll be the Hulk and Daredevil, and that would be the the shit. Or even the Hulk and Punisher with a few, shooting a few rounds and doing one of those one of those superhero scenes with a couple of 4 or 5s, be like, pow, 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 pow.
Oh, I
Yes.
can see it. I can see it. John Barenthal takes 2 shots at the Hulk. The shit ricochets off. They do a zoom in on Barenthal's face as the Hulk turns around. Oh shit! So then he starts running backwards with the 2 guns, blah, 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 trying to do something to get the fuck away as the Hulk's charging towards him. Oh, I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Even if they cut it there and didn't show me anything else, I would love to see that.
I'd take that. I'd take that.
But all right. So next up is something that you guys may know a little bit more about than I do. But I heard Wheel of Time was canceled. But I also heard now that Wheel of Time is being picked up by other places. So there's a movie, another show. Yeah. But I didn't get to see.
Yeah, Wheel of Time was really not my bag, and because I had a wonderful conversation with our good friend Mr. Hemphill, and he told me that the actual TV show is completely different from the books. So he said he had no time. He said that time would be wasted.
Yeah,
he said time would be wasted.
I absolutely agree with him on that. I watched, and as soon as we find out that, my favorite character in the series, Perrin, is married, and we know she's going to die, I'm like, I'm out. That's just, let's dump more trauma onto Perrin. Like, he doesn't have enough shit to deal with throughout 10 books. Okay?
Hold on. Yeah, had to create a banner for something real quick. We'll talk about a little bit later. All right, so
but when it comes out, I'll check it out. I'll see what it's like. I'll give it a chance. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I like I said, I know of the Wheel of Time because of our friend of the show, and that's about it. Like, I never really read the book. I just was like,
and sadly, Robert Jordan had a legitimate excuse for not finishing the final book in the series. Unlike Mr. George R.R. Martin, who keeps getting sidetracked. Getting distracted by the new thing.
Sorry. That South Park episode always cracks me up with George R.R. Martin, the Thanksgiving episode. Anyway, all right. So, like I said, I don't know if it's worth looking forward to. I'll let somebody else watch it and tell me if it's worth watching.
Yeah, we'll definitely.
Jamil has always
hits.
Temple has always touted the Wheel of Time books as some of the best books he's ever read. Like, it's one of his favorite storylines. Yeah. So, the one
thing I hope that they do keep in this new version of the Wheel of Time is the blended ethnicity of the characters. Having a little bit of color rather than standard white European fantasy in there. Having, given the main characters a little bit of skin coloration to show just how different ethnic groups would have mixed in over time, over centuries, millennia in the world, and produce something. It's everybody's white. Even the black guys are just
light-skinned and white or light-skinned and black.
they're full on like ebony. They're like ultra melanin, still white facial features because it's all the same prints, miniature prints. So I mean, the Asian Mongol characters are just white people with.
Dave,
What happened?
I don't know, Dave. We can't hear you, bro.
Hang on.
There you go. Now you're back.
Okay. Don't know. So okay. Anyway, but yeah. So that was. I did like the ethnicity blending in with the people of Two Rivers and with the general Wheel of Time continent.
Well, like I said, we shall see.
Yeah.
So, all right. I'm going to go on ahead and move us forward from here, and we are going to move to. I believe we did touch on this a couple of weeks ago, but now we can really get into it. We all know. I think we all know who they're talking about. MCU star wants to play the Joker after playing Marvel's best villain since Thanos. It is his name is Chukwudi Iwuji.
Yeah.
And he played in Guardians of the Galaxy.
He was High Evolutionary in Guardians of the Galaxy. And number 3. And he also played, I'm trying to remember, he was in James Gunn's Suicide Squad. Wasn't Idris Elba. I'm trying to remember the name of the other black guy in that Suicide Squad.
No, actually, it was Peacemaker. He was in the series of Peacemaker.
That's right. He wasn't a member of the squad. He was a like tech support character in there for Argus. Yeah.
Got you. Well, he says he wants to play the Joker.
Hey,
and I'll be honest with you, I'm here for it. Like we have yet to see, and to me, just the act of using a black man as the Joker would be another way of showing how the Joker can be anybody.
Yes, how anybody can be anybody. How Batman could be anybody. Technically, theoretically, okay.
Yeah, anybody born with $1 billion and a desire to fight crime.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I think I would love to see him as the Joker because I would love to see what his interpretation of the Joker before being the Joker is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He was perfect as High Evolutionary, man. I mean, just that whole arrogance of the character. The thing is that High Evolutionary though is generally emotionless. He's arrogant and emotionless. And in the film, he got a little heated when his creation started rebelling. Where in the comics, he's more like, oh, you want more rights? Blam! Anyone else want more rights?
All right, Saint. Any thoughts on the High Evolutionary playing? Because I don't want to butcher that man's name again, so I'll just call him the High Evolutionary.
It's like our other friend of the show who.
Well, I will say this. Considering that the Joker, of course, is one of my all-time favorite villains on the face of this planet. So we just don't want to see him, that's a very, very high profile character. If he was to take a shot at it, I wouldn't have no problems with it.
Yeah.
Because, the thing about it is that you have to be able to choose your roles. Because, just think about it. Jared Leto wasn't happening. Okay. That was just like.
But that's just Jared Leto in general.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. He did kind of redeem himself in the Batman v Superman Zack Snyder version, just
The
for that,
the
just for
extra
that
scene,
purpose.
like,
Yeah, just for that extra scene, it was okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
until somebody else, revives, or if somebody else has the spirit of Heath Ledger, then don't get me
who I
wrong with
think?
Nicholson. Don't get me wrong with Nicholson. But see, Heath
You know,
Ledger played that shit
just
because he
Okay.
was an anarchist.
I'm glad you said that.
just put Mark Hamill in the white pancake makeup, put him on the screen,
I think he
let
did a
him
good job.
cook. Okay,
But
we
okay.
know he can play that psychotic because we saw that with the trickster in the Arrowverse Flash.
Yeah.
Right. But,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the thing I have to say. I agree that Ledger, like, if you're doing 1, 2, 3, it's going to be like Ledger, Nicholson, and then whoever your personal favorite is. I think that Ledger and Jack Nicholson are kind of a 1A, 1B. And the reason why I say that is because both of them brought out different aspects of the character from the comic books. Like by far, Jack Nicholson is more of the Joe Cool, style, classy gangster style of the Joker, which did exist, even in the comic books. And then Heath Ledger is that more anarchist side of the Joker, like they say in Dark Knight, like he's just a dude that wants to watch the world burn. You know what I'm saying? There's no real rhyme or reason. There's no end goal to what he's doing. He just wants to cause chaos. I think both of those are equally the Joker. Just depends on which version in the comic books you particularly cared for. You know what I'm saying? If you like the classy old, the classic old gangster style of the Joker, then you're probably going to lean more towards Nicholson. If you like the more newer age, crazy for the sake of crazy Joker, then you're probably going to lean more towards Heath Ledger. But I think that they both exemplified what the Joker was. But I will say this. The reason why I say I left that third one open to whatever your preference is because my actual preference is the twins from Gotham. Jerome and I can't remember the other one. That played literally two different types of Jokers, like in the same thing. And then they went on, as the writers, they went on to explore and express the fact that the Joker was more of an idea than he was an actual person. And almost anybody could be the Joker. I like that embodiment of the Joker because then it automatically blanket explains why Batman kept putting the Joker away and there was always a new Joker. Like they didn't have any differences. It was always just another Joker. And people are like, oh, he's always escaping from it. Wait a minute. So Arkham never improved the security over a 30-year period of time to where the Joker couldn't break out after Batman put him in there. There's something funny here for me. And it gives a blanket explanation to just say every Joker that he put away was a different Joker. And in Arkham Asylum, there's like six Jokers that are in there that he's put away over time.
Well, is that then there has to be putting away, several fucking what's his name?
Two-Face.
Yeah, several different types of scarecrows or a couple of Two-Faces, Killer Croc, fucking Clayface. There's 3 versions of him. So it's like, I get it because I believe there have been different Jokers introduced. You even go to the 1940s and he was just a straight up fucking killer. Like no fucks given, period.
Yeah. And I like the in-universe lore in the comics for why Arkham is how it is, because it's basically it's the H.P. Lovecraft portal for DC Universe. It's literally built on cursed ground that from a cursed family. Yep. And it's the portal for all the Elder God madness bleeding into the DC universe, specifically into Gotham. So it works in that way. So, and because, let's face it, Lovecraft was a major influence in early Batman stuff. That was the supernatural portion of Golden Age Batman.
All right, fair enough. All right, Dave. So we're gonna kick into what Dave's been wanting to talk about as well, which is the Daredevil Born Again. They said season 3 is already shooting, and they said Charlie Cox's look in a recent interview may lead to thoughts people are thinking we're going to get the Daredevil from the comics with the full beard, and that Mayor Fisk and him are going to end up in jail together at the end of season 2. I've also heard rumors, and you guys can give your thoughts on this real quick because I got to dip and use the restroom. Sorry, old man bladder. But there's talk of we may get Mayor Cage after they take down
that. Now that's my speculation. My speculation, simply because it follows the comic storyline. Inspired, not directly, but inspired by the events in the comic. And it fits directly into what Mike Coulter wants to come back as Luke Cage. He wants to show how Luke is reshaping the community. So it's just expanding that from reshaping and protecting Harlem to reshaping and protecting Manhattan and the 5 boroughs.
That's a given.
Yeah,
that's definitely a given.
Okay. Yeah, and it's a good swerve, especially with what we got going on with the Matt's Army in there, where because we got Jessica Jones, we got the new White Tiger. Who else do we got that's confirmed in there?
Not sure.
Yeah, I'll have to relook at that. But we've got a lot of the street level vigilantes in there, and I need to rewatch season 2 of Luke Cage, just to the new sheriff in Harlem phase, where he's controlling. He's become the Godfather up there, but he's trying to do it as I'm never going to get rid of the crime, the vice, and all that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that there's some form of control on the stuff coming in,
right?
And also beat down the random street crime.
That's a given too.
Yeah.
I got my ass beat by Mayor Luke. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh man. But no, I can see it.
Yeah.
Like, it will be quite interesting.
Yeah, but there's a lot. Oh, yeah, and Matt's other member of Matt's Army, Swordsman, because we know that he popped up in Hawkeye again. He popped up in Born Again in there. I would love to see if Jeremy Renner is back and healthy, able to do this. Matt back, Jeremy Renner back as Hawkeye, or Kate Bishop back as Hawkeye, Haley Stanfield. Push up the Young Avengers angle, because we got a huge list of them already, all ready to go. We just need to take that step and get the Young Avengers going.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. They've already got most of it in place, because didn't they already? They've already given us a scene where Kate Bishop visits Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
You've already introduced Wiccan, and his whole thing is the next time he appears, he's going to be with his. He's going
to get Speed.
Right. He's going to get his brother. So it's like you've already got all the pieces there. Just give us the movie.
Coming. We just need Hulkling.
Yeah.
Need Teddy, and we also need
So who was introduced
Isaiah
at the end of
Bradley
She-Hulk?
well, Isaiah Bradley, we got him already. I'm talking about Iron Lad, Nathan.
Oh.
Which
Maybe they're going to replace him with Ironheart, I've heard.
that would be good. That would be
And
fine.
use her instead.
Yeah, I think that would be
It wouldn't make
fantastic.
no sense to have two Iron. Well, it's not that it affects it that much.
Yeah, but there's a reason why. There's a reason why Iron Lad showed up, and I am not going to give spoilers to 20-plus-year-old comic book story arc.
But no,
That ties
also
in directly
within
with the MCU.
you asked about Hulkling. Who was that showed up with Hulk at the end of She-Hulk?
That's Hulk's biological son. That he. We're going to get into some of the Planet Hulk stuff, I'm pretty sure, but after the fight on Asgard in Ragnarok, Hulk finds his way to another planet that's just pure barbaric combat. He becomes ruler. He gets hooked up. He has a son, and that's his son.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move forward from the MCU real quick and into the Mortal Kombat 2. And the title to the article says Mortal Kombat 2 isn't even trying to hide Cole Young's fate anymore. Written by Cooper Hood on Scream Rant.
So what happened to him?
So basically, they're saying that they didn't say how, but they basically have confirmed that he's going to die in probably the beginning part of Mortal Kombat 2, because it's effectively been said that Carl Urban's Johnny Cage is taking his place.
Yeah.
On the team. So that sucks. Like, wasn't a big fan of the character at all. I didn't understand why he existed. Like, unless they were going to put him in the game. Like, if they were going to put him in the game, then that would be one thing. Well, but like, you're not going to create the character for the game, then why did the character exist?
Well, you gotta well, to me, it's kind of like a foil in a sense, because when it comes to these movie games or the game movies or whatever, you got to think about it. There's got to be a character that you're gonna be kind of like, I guess, you have to kind of like bring yourself into it. And Cole was that Cole was that one person, because think about it. Alice shouldn't have existed in Resident Evil.
Yeah,
there was no.
That's also Mila Jovovich.
Well, here's the thing that here's the thing.
Up that continuity too.
Now, to our Mortal Kombat expert, Mr. Saint, Cole actually showed up in the original Mortal Kombat 2 arcade game, right? He was the SWAT officer. Who was the SWAT officer in Mortal Kombat 2?
That's not Cole.
That's not
okay.
Cole.
Then I'm misunderstanding.
That's Stryker.
I can't think of his
Striker.
Yeah, that was Stryker.
In 3, No. Cole was a.
Okay.
Cole was a character.
Never mind. That's my brain.
For the first Mortal Kombat. And here's the thing about it. Here's the thing I didn't like.
Yeah. You know us white guys in video games, we all look alike.
Oh, hell no.
It's kind of like Street Fighter and Captain Sawanda. You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
Yes.
But no, here's the thing about it. So the Cole character would have been more appealing had they made him eventually become Scorpion. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they linked him to Scorpion. And then, like, they're like, oh, but he's got a different power where he can have this gold shit come around him and he uses batons. And it's like, no, you were so close. It was right there. It was right there. And y'all decided to go left. Like, just make him into Scorpion. Like, eventually Hanzo's spirit possesses Cole's body and he can switch back and forth between being Scorpion and being himself.
Now
the character's more interesting. Like, but
I don't know.
Like, I just didn't like
the spirit possession shit. I mean,
I don't know. Like, it was, give me something better than he's Scorpion's descendant who has all these random ass powers. Like, yeah, the dude can't win an MMA fight, but he can take down Goro. Really? Like
No,
like
I
he gets his
mean,
ass beaten in the octagon by somebody that isn't even as skilled as the worst UFC fighter, but yeah, he can take down Goro. All right,
that's
yeah,
like Carl
sure.
Urban. That's like Carl Urban playing Johnny Cage. I would have rather have seen the Miz, but you
Yeah.
know,
I'm there with you on that. All right. Now, I didn't get to see which franchise this was. Hopefully, one of y'all got to read this article. But there's talk of Alan Richardson being one step closer. God dang it.
Mm-hmm.
To taking over Schwarzenegger's $2 billion franchise. I'm assuming what?
the Terminator.
Yep.
The Terminator franchise?
Yeah.
So what is he gonna play? Is he gonna be like the
He
new
would be
T-1000?
like a T900 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, it would be another upgrade. I mean, listen. Like for me, Terminator 2 was the gold standard. You knew what it was. There was a
Robert
possibility of a future and what have you. Yeah, Robert Patrick, perfect villain. You know,
God.
Yeah.
That scene when he
You
goes
know,
running after the car is
yeah.
just
Yep.
man.
Yeah, and you know, Linda Hamilton did her job, whatever. Arnold is, you know, less than 200 lines, you know, was spoken, but we saw it. There was no need for a Terminator 3. There's no need for a Salvation, a Genesis, or all of that shit, man. Terminator 1 was good, but Terminator 2, you don't need anything past that.
Yep.
Because you keep it to the imagination.
I say it like this, man. Sometimes they milk the cow too much. And
Yep.
Terminator is one of those series where they definitely milk this cow too much. Like, don't get me wrong. I was happy with the TV series with what's her name? Summer Glau.
That's all right.
I wasn't like I said, it wasn't the best thing ever, but I was happy with it. I liked the storyline. It was a decent series. But the movies, every movie after 2, I agree with you. Should have just never been made. We could have done without it.
Yeah.
You know, or you could have given us animated movies and made it more interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
but yeah.
Well, let me just say that, and I'll stop at that point. You got the original movie, you know, in the theaters or what have you. But for me, when it was that director's cut that put it all together with the deleted scenes, when fucking Michael Bain, you know, he made his, you know, he let folks, you know, he let her know, hey, this is what it is, blah blah blah. You're carrying my child, you know.
Yeah.
I'm carrying it, you know. Like, damn, the extra footage was worth it. Now I really didn't need to see a Terminator 3. You know?
All right, Dave. Last thoughts on that subject. On Alan Richardson taking over the Terminator franchise.
Yeah, you know, I'm with Saint. I kind of got burned out on the Terminator post Judgment Day because it just got more convoluted and more just pulling crap out of their asses to justify why Skynet is still around. Now, what I think would be a great idea.
Software.
Yeah. What I would think would be a great idea to continue the idea of Terminator is take it from like just the single timeline mess that it is and put it into Skynet needs just one timeline where it's one timeline that has where it has a foothold, and then expanding out through there into other timelines.
Yeah.
That makes much more sense to me, at least. Okay, so it's an invasion to Skyline's still Skynet's still preserving itself, but it's got its base. It's now just expanding its mandate, and doing the Ultron thing of organic life forms are the problem.
I will still always love that meme that basically talks about like it's like Ultron spent 3 minutes on this
on the internet and decided humans were the problem.
Yeah, humans were the problem. Y'all need to go. But all right, so we're gonna move forward into our last couple of subjects. The second to last subject is a quick one. Supposedly, Jim Carrey is coming back as Robotnik again for Sonic 4. Mm-hmm. I'm here for it. If the guy loves playing the role and he's good at it, like, he played himself and his own father in the last movie. So,
yeah, it's just, hey, Jim Carrey's got the money and the status to just do whatever he wants. He's having fun with it. Cool. Sonic, it was never really a game of mine. So it's like I'm glad that people that really love Sonic have these films and are enjoying them, and they're getting the Sonic that they want to see. Yeah. Not necessarily what was original. I mean, we all remember the derpy Sonic that was originally supposed to be for the movie, and the fan campaign just completely changed everything.
Yeah. Well, I'll throw it you. I'll throw this question at you.
Metal Sonic.
Before you get to give your thoughts, I'll throw this question at you. Had an argument with my now 18-year-old Munchkin about the fact of whether or not Sonic is more known for being a video game, or if it's gone beyond that now. I say it's gone beyond that. Just like Mario has gone beyond being known just as a video game. Yeah. She claims that everybody, when they think about these characters, automatically and 100% automatically thinks of the video game first. And that's her argument for why she believes that it's still more of a video game franchise than anything else.
I don't know. That depends on the character, because with Mario, you automatically think of Nintendo. And then when you talk about Sonic, nobody talks about the movie. It's gonna automatically go back to the game. I mean, you have approximately 40-something plus Sonic games of all iterations. You know what I'm saying? And on these consoles, so it's like when it comes to that, you're talking about the gaming.
All right. Before Dave, you got a shout out to Tech Tinkers. You just dropped in the comment section. What's up?
Yeah.
Dave, go ahead and go. And then I have a response to you, Saint, there. But Dave, go ahead.
Okay. I agree that Sonic has basically transcended just the video games. Just online, there is multiple Sonic fandoms. Is an entire thing on the internet. Not just, building off of the video games, the movies, the comics, both the Archie comics and others. People creating their own Sonic personas in there. It's a whole thing. So, it's definitely made more. And we're not going to go into the length and breadth of Sonic fandom because it's a lot to unpack and there's a lot of fuckery, shall I say.
Well, let me say it like this. It's not necessarily that I think that people don't think about the video game. I think it's a generational thing. I think if you're from our generation, if you're Gen X or millennial, the first thing you're gonna think when you hear Sonic the Hedgehog is the game.
Right.
But I think if you're Gen Z or Gen Alpha, a lot of them are gonna think of the movie first. Because that was really their first exposure to Sonic. Because the games have been popular amongst us and amongst people who love the nostalgia of it but the games haven't necessarily been as popular amongst the younger generations as they were when we were younger and it was just coming out. And so I think that it all depends. If you're dealing with these younger kids, they're gonna remember more. Same thing with Mario. If you deal with these younger kids, they're gonna remember more of things like Mario Galaxy, the movie that's coming out, and the Super Mario movie than they are the Mario Brothers game in Nintendo. But our generation, millennials, like 30, 40 up, we're gonna remember the gaming system and the game first before we remember the movies, because the movies all came after we had already been inundated into the Mario world, dating back to the John Leguizamo, Bob Haskins Mario Brothers movie. So I think that both of them, Sonic and Mario, that's what I mean when I say they've gone beyond being just video game characters. They are now icons, in their own right. And so because of that, I hear ring, 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 ring. Tech Tinker's in there fooling around in the comment section. But all right. So that was what I wanted to throw at you real quick. I'm going to do a real quick update for those. I don't know if Saint's seen it, but I have, and so I'm going to take the center stage for a quick second. If y'all have not watched the first 3 episodes of Invincible season 4, jump on it. This is by far the darkest season of Invincible so far, and that's hard to say because Invincible has been dark for these first 3 seasons. Like, they've gone some dark places, but this is by far the darkest that I've seen, and I've only seen the 3 episodes. Now, I'm not going to go into a lot of details. I will give one spoiler alert thing that I will say about it for those who have not seen it, and that is this. There is a scene at the beginning of one of the later episodes, I believe it's episode 3, in which I'll say on which it actually makes you feel sorry for the Viltrumites. And that's all I'll say. Like, something I never thought would happen, which is me feeling sympathy for the Viltrumites, actually happened at the beginning of episode 3, season 4. So if you haven't seen it, I'll be updating y'all every week. I'm going to be watching it as it goes along. As well, we'll be talking about Born Again. That drops on Tuesday. Daredevil Born Again too. But yeah, I just wanted to get that in there because, like, yeah, there is some dark shit that goes on in the season of Invincible, and I am here for every bit of it. So they're doing the whole thing where they drop the first 3 episodes, and then now they're going to be jumping into 1 episode a week for the next 5 weeks. So, all right, last subject, gentlemen. Wanted to save this for the tail end. I don't care how you feel about him, one way or another. I know Chuck went kind of out there in the latter years of his life, but he is still fucking Chuck Norris, and unfortunately, we've lost him at the age of 86, and that was like just the other night. So, yeah, rip Chuck Norris. I will always say this: of all the great action movies that he did, and all the, like, even the one where he fought Bruce Lee, that one was great. Sidekicks will always be my favorite Chuck Norris movie. Sidekicks, that movie's awesome. Gentlemen, your thoughts?
I will appreciate the man's skill and dedication. I did not agree with his political slants, and he had some pretty horrible ones, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But
I'll say he went.
Yeah.
But
on that subject, apparently recently, Mr. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Bro, we got to stay on subject.
I know. This is.
Okay.
I promise you. Okay. He was asked before Chuck Norris' passing, so who would win a fight between you and Chuck Norris? And Van Damme's answer was, well, I run very fast.
All right. Thank you for that, Dave. That was good. That was good. Yeah. You ain't sorry, Jean-Claude. Like, I think he is one of those ones that Michael Jai White calls out, that he looks great on camera, but he's not exactly a fighter. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Uh,
but
yeah, go on.
Chuck Norris, um, he was an icon, and um, it's just a complicated legacy.
For sure.
Yeah.
Saint, any thoughts?
Yeah, well, like I had posted on Facebook a couple, a day ago. Listen. For many of us that are Gen Xers, and I don't care what anybody says, okay? Chuck Norris grew up for me, personally, I got through the 80s with Chuck Norris. One of my favorite fucking movies is Lone Wolf McQuade, okay? That and a movie before, a couple of years before that, called An Eye for an Eye. And that was actually filmed in San Francisco, Richard Roundtree, and considered that. And yes, he's a Republican. He's always been a conservative. I mean, we knew about that. And yeah, there may be some, disagreements with that. But my thing with that is that he was a very disciplined warrior. Okay. His discipline with the different type of karate was is called Tang Sudo.
He had 6 black belts.
Yeah. So and I don't look at that political, I really don't look at that political thing because I mean
You don't have to
he was
respect
like
the
Chuck.
man's
Yeah,
opinions to respect his
exactly.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Yeah.
that's kind of like the same way in the older generations that perfect example. Nobody liked nobody liked John Wayne politically, but they loved his movies.
They love him.
So yeah, and we
Yeah.
know exactly what he was. So
Yeah.
you gotta
Now,
kind of
Yeah.
on a more
stand back. Yeah, Chuck
real
Norris,
quick,
that's my dude.
Let me see.
on a
You,
more
you had a full
well,
you had a full collection of the Karate Commando figures, didn't you, Saint?
Nah.
I
But
will say
the movies,
no,
yeah.
on a lighter but not lighter moment as well. For those of you or those of us out there who were fans of Buffy the Vampire Slayer,
Yeah.
the actor who portrayed, I can't remember his name right now. It's blanking with it. Who portrayed Xander, which was one of my favorite characters and one of the rare reasons why I actually watched the show. Like him and Willow were two of my favorite characters on the
Nicholas
show.
Brendan
Nicholas Brendan
just came
passed
to me.
away at 54.
Yep.
At the youthful age of 54. So yeah, passed away in his sleep.
It. I was never a Buffy fan, but
Sarah
I
Michelle
think
Gellar. Yes, she's bringing back Buffy.
his.
No, actually, I got to tell you about that. Got to tell you about that.
But Nicholas Brendan, he had a lot of issues in his life. He had a lot of demons he was struggling with in the past 10, 20 years since the show. And they all caught up with him, sadly. It's sad, it's unfortunate, but you got first things first. You got to take care of your health, drink your water, take your meds. Take care of yourself. Get yourself right, because aside from him, we have lost 2 personal acquaintances who are our age. Just last year, from things like sleep apnea and those congestive heart failure in the 50s.
Go ahead.
So get yourselves checked out for whatever it is. Get yourselves the help that you need, and I know it's hard, especially in the U.S. to get that. Just do what you need to do to live your
Do the
best life.
Yep, do the little things. We're all in agreement there. All right. So Tech Tinkers, no, he doesn't like My Little Pony. He is a Terminator fan. Like, relax, bro. Like, we see you, bro. We got you. All right. So that'll be our final subject real quick. And you know what comes up after the break. That's right. We talk about big sweaty men slapping meat in a ring. And we will get to the road to WrestleMania and the craziness that was Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown this week.
You know what? Oh, that was the one thing I forgot to tell you. So you know that Sarah Michelle Gellar she made the announcement that there will be no Buffy reboot.
The Buffy reboot has been currently canceled.
It's currently canceled.
Without an explanation why. We don't know.
Yeah. There's something behind the scenes that went on, but that's not for our ears to hear.
Not yet. I'm sure that'll all come out. Yeah.
So, all right. Thanks for dropping that bomb there at the last second, right before we go out and into break. Dog bark, 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 bark.
Yep, those are my dogs. I'm sorry about it. They're locked in the office with me while the wife and friends do cleaning around the house.
No worries.
Yeah, because
no worries.
It's partially so that we can get the electricity back on in the garage so that we can have the internet back so I can get back to the night shift. But
there you go. All right. We'll get more update on that on where can we find you next. All right, y'all.
Yep.
This is break time. We will see you guys after the break. Stay up, stay blessed, and we'll be back to talk wrestling. Peace.
We back at it. Yep, we still doing it. Poetic beat. First GenXers. Gia. Let's get it, y'all. Come on. We back in the building. It's been a long time cooking in the soup kitchen. And I'm chilling with the same. Dropping these beats won't stop. Nope, I can't. Let me get up in the lab, turn it up. Game on with the first GenXers. What's up? Let's flip on the switch or the Xbox and get up in my zone. I'm clowning. Let me clear my throat for a minute. Shout out to my folks while I'm in it. It ain't nothing but love, it's babe business. I really don't know what's so who ain't feeling this. And this is only the beginning. Now versus then, this is something for the chillin'. Poetic got the joints like McDonald's. I'm loving it. It's the first gen. We're now rocking with Poetic Beats. This is the first GenXers production. It's the first. Get your PlayStations out. Get your Xbox out. Get your Switch out. Let's get it in, y'all. Holla back.
Got to keep it. You got to keep it lovely. You got to keep it. You got to keep it lovely. Success comes right after the struggle. I ain't even giving up on whatever I wanted. The tragedies I've seen, I can't even stomach. Most of y'all weak as shit and would've started running. Every time I make it back to the crib, I'm thankful the Most High let me see all of it. Grateful I'm lovely, and I'm being real with this. Please don't judge me. I'ma stay on my shit.
Adam's family like dynamic between Pugsley and Wednesday. Like, very true.
Yeah.
Well, I always temper this because I think
I did not like the proceeding that caught you
tagline.
I've also seen what Chase Center looks like when the Valkyries are fucking playing, so fuck all of you. Because Chase Center is packed no matter what's going on.
All right. And back we are
We are indeed.
to jump right into all right. SmackDown Alley got us all grooving and moving. It is
Maybe.
time to talk about what is one of the craziest weeks of wrestling I've seen in a long while. I loved every minute of it. We ended last week with a brutal beatdown, and I mean brutal with a capital B beatdown of Cody Rhodes by Randy Orton.
Yes.
Because he was listening to the voices in his head. And yeah, it turned out to be something spectacular. So Monday night had to, with that type of ending to Friday Night SmackDown, we knew Monday Night Raw had to come sick with it. And as far as I'm concerned, they delivered. Just a quick run over of the match card, and then we'll get to some specific stories. AJ Lee retained her Intercontinental Championship against Bayley. And in the match, Penta retained his Intercontinental Championship against Dragon Lee, in which what I consider to be pretty much match of the night. Stephanie Vaquer beat Raquel Rodriguez after some distractions by pinfall. El Grande Americano defeated El Grande Americano Original in a one-on-one match with some help
it's El Grande Americano versus De Grossa Americana.
De Grossa Americana, huh? So
I go with the German for Mr. Kaiser.
And then Natalia beat up on Maxine Dupree to help further her natty character. But let's start with one of the biggest stories from Raw this week, which was the open of Raw, which gave us insanity.
Yes.
It opened Raw with Seth Rollins in the ring, surrounded by a bunch of his Seth clones, is what I call them, and talking shit about Paul Heyman and the Vision. To which Paul Heyman comes out looking beaten and battered, looked like his wife just beat him up last night.
Oh.
And he proceeds to bring out and say, since I can't deal with you with the Vision, let's bring out Brock Lesnar to the ring. And Brock proceeds to beat up all the guys in black as if they are side characters. And he proceeds to get in the ring, and he's just about to face off with Seth Rollins, and the lights go out, and out comes the ruler, Oba Femi. Oba makes his way down to the ring to the chants of Oba, Oba, Oba. Stands in the ring. Lesnar starts to face off with him. Seth Rollins takes a step forward. Lesnar turns around to focus on Rollins. Rollins dips out the ring to leave Lesnar in the ring with the ruler, to which he turns around and Lesnar promptly receives a fall from grace.
Yeah,
he put fat on his back. And
yeah,
loudest pop I've heard on a Raw, SmackDown, or WWE PLE in literally years. Like that they blew the roof off that place. And Oba then steps on Brock's chest and points to the WrestleMania sign, signifying that, as I said a couple of weeks ago, Oba Femi would be accepting Brock Lesnar's challenge at WrestleMania, and we are getting Oba versus Brock the next big thing versus the previous next big thing. I can't wait for this match. I can't wait for this match. So,
and I agree with your assessment that Brock is going to he's going to boost Oba. He's going to take the L to give Oba the W and the heat.
I thought the same thing when he faced Omos at WrestleMania, but I just rewatched that match and he ended up.
I'm going to say that this is going to be another lesson that is going to, further say that, hey, listen, when Brock Lesnar retires, that'll be the one time he will lose again. He is not going to let this,
I see
He's
it
not going to
different.
let this young guy over.
I see it
Not
different.
yet.
I think Lesnar does the job because I think they have a fucking rocket strapped to the back of Obafemi's back right now. And I think the only way that rocket continues to go up is if he beats Lesnar. If Lesnar beats him, even if it's a great match, if Lesnar beats him, you kill all the momentum that you've built up over the past few months, having Oba run over everybody else the way that they did. If you eventually
I don't know.
if you eventually want him to be considered an actual threat for the World Heavyweight Championship, he has to beat Lesnar.
And you got to think about it. But you got to think about it. Remember when when the Undertaker took that L so Daniel Bryan could win that championship. I'm just considering the options because I swear to me that is still the most rejected loss ever. Remember that one kid because it was made a meme. That one guy.
Here's the difference. The problem that people had with Lesnar beating Taker is that Lesnar didn't need the rub. Like Lesnar didn't need the rub. Lesnar was already a huge star by that point. So there's younger stars that they could have used to hand Taker that first loss after 21 consecutive wins. But it is what it is. This is that, it's kind of reversed in the fact that Oba's kind of in the Lesnar position, except Oba is a young buck with a rocket strapped to his back, whereas Lesnar was already at the heights. Brock Lesnar is about as big of a name in wrestling as The Undertaker is. So it's like that's why people had an issue with it. But if Brock loses to Obafemi, like that's gonna put Oba through the roof. And we all know Brock's gonna probably disappear after WrestleMania. Like he's on his Undertaker run, where he's gonna come back like around Royal Rumble. He'll do a feud with some young buck, put him over or beat him, one thing or another. You know what I'm saying? And then he'll disappear after WrestleMania till next year's WrestleMania season. But or until SummerSlam season or something like that. But so you give Oba that win, and now you can immediately put Oba into the World Heavyweight title picture immediately after WrestleMania. You could literally book and start a feud between Oba and Roman Reigns right after WrestleMania. If he beats Brock Lesnar. If you try to put him in that feud and he lost to Lesnar, nobody's going to take it serious.
I don't know, but do you think he should be going for something? He should be going for something so soon, just that so soon.
There's nothing else you can do with him. If you put him in the Intercontinental title picture or the U.S. title picture, it doesn't make sense.
I already know. No, I'm just saying just actually looking for for a possible title run.
Title run? Probably not. That's probably where he falls short. Is going up if Roman, CM Punk, whoever the champ is. That'll probably be where he falls short. Is he'll get there and his first try he won't win, but then that'll start a build to rebuilding him to next year's WrestleMania where he actually wins the belt at WrestleMania. Because I think you want Oba's first championship win to be at one of the major four: Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, Survivor Series, or SummerSlam.
Yeah, I would think
you don't want it to be at a random Raw or random PLE. You want that victory to be at one of the big four. So odds are good. Like even if Oba competes for the title, I doubt he'll win. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, but I'm looking forward to Oba and Brock at WrestleMania. I think it'll be a hell of a match. I think it definitely will. Regardless. Now, this was leading into the next portion of the show at the end between CM Punk and Roman Reigns, which we'll get to next. But Roman Reigns made a very, very declarative statement that I think is being misunderstood, because I saw a lot of people in comment sections and wrestling groups talking about Roman Reigns agreeing with CM Punk that Roman Reigns put out a hit on CM Punk. No, he did not. He did not. What he said to the screen was this, folks. He told all the other Samoans in the NOI and family and branches, if they wanted to get themselves a piece of CM Punk based off of what he said about Sika, that was fine with him. But WrestleMania weekend, they need to leave CM Punk alone because he's all mine. He did not call for every Samoan to attack CM Punk. He said, if y'all want to, do what you want to do. I'm not gonna have a problem with it. Your tribal chief is not gonna have an issue. But WrestleMania weekend, you're leaving for me. So, gentlemen, your thoughts on Roman Reigns and his declaration to the rest of the family, and will this result in more family members showing up in the coming weeks, like maybe I don't know, the final boss?
I will say this. I will say this. Look, let's face it. We already know what time it is.
Tiffy time?
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, yeah, it could be Tiffy time, but no, we already know Roman Reigns is just fixing to shut it down. He's getting ready to speak on it. He's not gonna have a lot of words when it comes to WrestleMania weekend. He's just gonna go in there, kick his ass, take the belt back. Because I think Roman Reigns is gonna win. As a matter of fact, I honestly believe that man is gonna take that belt back. And he's gonna take it back from CM Punk, and that'll be the first time he's held that belt. So yeah. Well, I think it was the unified.
I can see both sides of the story. I can see your Roman taking it. I can see Punk retaining. It all depends. I think that the issue is that Roman is still trying to navigate the Hollywood versus WWE path that The Rock pretty much mastered. And he's not at that level yet. So are we going to give the belt to a part-timer who is starting to get big in Hollywood and may not be able to do, 365 anymore on the road?
Well, I mean, that's the same. That's pretty much the same way it was with the with Hulk Hogan. Then, well, not necessarily Hulk Hogan, but
right. But yeah, and it was The Rock decided to focus on Hollywood, and it's basically, I think Roman needs to shit or get off the pot, because he's
why would you say that?
That's a confusing question.
Okay, because right now Roman is at about the same point that Rock was circa Scorpion King. Okay, he's made his presence known. He's starting to get some big projects, and he's about to blow up. So I mean, think about it. He
Let me
was
see,
supposed to be. He was
rundown.
supposed to be. He was supposed to be in Captain America.
No.
In there, but all that stuff got cut.
Yeah.
You know, he's got Street Fighter right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the
Okay.
thing about it.
Yeah.
Here's the
so-
thing about it. Go
Yeah,
ahead then. Finish up.
I think that if Roman gets the belt, it's not going. It's going to switch depending on what the heat from Street Fighter is. If he's getting a hell of a lot of a boost in Hollywood, he'll drop before the end of the year. So that he
I
can do
doubt
the
that
Hollywood
seriously.
Okay.
I doubt
here's
that
the only
seriously.
thing I would say to combat that. This is the Roman Reigns recently talked about what his desire is to be. I do not think that Roman is going anywhere as far as WWE. Like he said, his desire is to do the Hollywood thing and still remain a constant presence in WWE. Maybe not every single week, but the man's battling leukemia, so he wasn't going to be there every single week.
Okay,
anyway.
I did not know about the leukemia.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's kind of why he went to the part-time schedule in the first place. It's not
Yeah.
just because of his status; it's also because he needs to go. Like he's had, I think it went back into he's had one relapse and then he's had one more as well that he's still dealing with.
Yeah.
So he can't
So,
be there every single week.
right.
But
Right.
But at the end of the day, I think what we're going to see at WrestleMania is I think we're going to see him win the title, and we're going to see Roman appear like he is now. We're going to see Roman appear like every couple of weeks through like 2 or 3 more pay-per-views. And then,
Right.
Roman's probably eventually going to drop the belt back, less because of his Hollywood ties and more so just because he can't work in every week's schedule anymore.
Yeah.
He just can't.
And
so
chemotherapy is
he's
going to
gonna-
completely drain the dude.
Right. So he's going to come in, he's going to have a quick run where he's not there every week, but he's there like basically every other week. You know what I'm saying? And he's there for whatever the pay-per-view is. You know, like maybe 4 to 5 appearances a month or 3 to 4 appearances a month, including the pay-per-view. You know, so I think that I think the intention is for him to win the title. Like I definitely agree there. Like I think the intention is for Roman Reigns to win the title at WrestleMania. I don't think they bring him back if they're not going to give him the title.
Yeah, especially the world title, and that's one he's never had.
Yeah. So, but I think that I think there's going to be a lot to go into it, and I think that I think him and Punk. I think we're seeing match 1 of what could possibly be a 2 or 3 match feud over the next couple of months.
Yeah.
And then yes, at the end of the feud, probably CM Punk will walk away with the belt.
Yep.
Derp.
Okay. Yeah. I'm on that page.
By SummerSlam.
Now let's get to the actual promo between Roman Reigns, because it was kind of Roman Reigns and CM Punk. So it was kind of clunky to me. Like it was almost like CM Punk was trying to say shit to get a similar reaction to what he got when he said, you know, I'm going to bury you next to your dad. But it kind of felt like he was trying too hard. You know, my favorite moment in the promo is when Roman Reigns looks at him and says, when you got something interesting to say or something worth my time to hear, then call me and get me back in the ring. But until then, stop wasting my time, and goes to walk away from him. And it's like, as much as everybody's like, Roman Reigns can't hang with CM Punk on the mic. CM Punk feels like Alex Jones. He's just screaming random shit for the hell of it. And Roman Reigns seems far more composed and, you know, and in control of the situation. You know,
I would say so.
And so to me, it's just like, And then the fact that, and somebody did bring this up to me in one of the comment sections that I read through, that it was like, really, like all the shit that Roman said to you and him saying you're old is what set you off. Like that's what put you over the deep end. Is Roman says you're old, and all of a sudden you're seeing red. He says you're old, and now all of a sudden you're the opening seconds of Mr. Wendell from the Arrested Development. I said that's what came to mind. But anyway, at the end of the day, it's that promo just didn't land right completely with me. Like I got what they were trying to do, and they got their point across very clear, but the it just to me it didn't seem right. And I did also hear a rumor that that segment was chopped up like right before they went on air, and they didn't get to say a lot of the stuff that they wanted to say. So, gentlemen, what were your thoughts on the CM Punk and Roman Reigns promo on Monday Night Raw?
Brutal.
Yeah,
just brutal.
Like brutal how? Like brutal to watch, or like one
no
like
brutal
Roman
to watch,
Reigns was brutal, or
like I guess it was like talking shit from the other side of the room and yelling it through a megaphone. That's what like I'm yelling at you from across the room, knowing that I will say this. When the Island Boys show up, you beat up one, you got to get ready to fight them all. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to have to fight them all.
All right, Dave, your thoughts on the promo?
Yeah.
Haven't watched it. Just hearing the description though, it sounds solid. Yeah. And Punk and Reigns with Senegon, they are the twin champions of the promo. No one does it better than
them. That is true. They are both two of the best at their game. But so all right, so there we go. Okay, sorry, I was just setting up an extra subject for SmackDown real quick. All right, so now with that being said, Raw was awesome. We move on to Friday Night SmackDown, which itself, again, they gave us a hell of a show. Like they cooking. Like all these people talking about it don't feel like WrestleMania season. What show are you watching, motherfuckers? It feels like WrestleMania season to me because shit got
listen
crazy
to me SmackDown is just like, I don't know, it kind of flips back and forth depending on what storyline is running, but right now SmackDown is just that business right now.
Yeah, it is.
And
Jay Cargill will say SmackDown is that bitch. Anyway. All right. So we'll open up with this. This feud ran all the way through the show, but it provided me with one moment in the show that I will never ever forget. And that is that they are sitting there interviewing somebody and everybody goes running by. The camera goes running with them. And the camera comes up on fucking Drew McIntyre ripping Jacob Fatu's windshield out of his car and dragging Jacob onto the hood of his car and beating the shit out of him.
Oh,
that what the like what's going on here? And so
I need answers.
So after Jacob beats the shit out of them and they pull Drew McIntyre off of him, Drew McIntyre goes into the ring and starts talking shit. And Nick Aldis comes out and he starts talking shit to Nick Aldis. And the same Jacob Fatu that everybody thought was dead comes running out from the back and fucking starts fighting with Drew McIntyre. And now they fight all the way out the ring and to the back. Now you would think that should have been the end of it, but it was not.
No.
As at three other points during SmackDown. And again, one of my favorite moments. They're sitting there interviewing somebody. All of a sudden, you hear somebody go, "Ah!" And it's Jacob Fatu ramming Drew McIntyre into some boxes. And then they start going at it again. They pop up all over the place. Yeah. Until they finally show up it's somewhere in some yard behind the arena, and they both fall off a scaffolding, like beating each other's head. I'm assuming their match at WrestleMania is going to be somewhere either no DQ, street fight, or Hell in a Cell.
I'd like for a Hell in a Cell to happen with that, but I'm telling you the comedy was real because every time something was going on, like, wait a minute, what's going on? Brian with Mr. Byron Saxton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. But just to give a recap of all the matches that took place, we started with, or just give a quick recap. and then we had the United States Championship match. Hell of a match of the night potential, match of the year potential between Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes, won by Carmelo. The women's tag team title match, which added even more convolution to the women's tag team title scene, as the Bella Twins ended up getting Lash Legend and Nia Jax ended up retaining against the Bella Twins via disqualification after Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss got involved. And I'm telling you guys right now, they're going to announce it within the next couple of weeks. It's going to
triple threat.
Oh no, more than a triple threat, boss. You're going to see Bayley and Lara Valkyria, Julia and Kiana James, like the champ / legend and whatchamacallit, Charlotte Flair and Becky, and the Bella Twins in a ladder match for the women's tag team titles at Mania. Mark my words, it's either going to be that or it's going to be a tag team turmoil match.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be involved. Oh, and the Kabuki Warriors. That's the 16th. And the Kabuki Warriors will be involved too. I think that's what we're leading to.
Hella teams fighting for that one.
And hey, women's tag team wrestling is interesting right now. Aleister Black beat Sami Zayn in a match after interference from Trick Williams, who was easily one of the biggest male stars on the roster right now. Way to crack crowd response to him. And the Motor City Machine Guns got the victory over Fraxium in what was a high pass. Yeah. I think they're heading towards a split up of the Motor City Machine Guns, and I can't wait to see that one-on-one match with Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, because it's going to be fucking wrestling gold. Those two can go in the ring like no other. So I can't wait to see that. But let's get to some of the other things that happened, and I saved this match for last. But the show opened with Damian Priest and R-Truth, whatever you want to call him, the truthful priest, whatever you want to call him.
Gospel truth, I'm telling you.
Yeah, gospel truth, whatever you want to call them. All I know is right now, you got to call them tag team champs because they beat the MFTs, which is leading to a fractioning of the MFTs as Tama Tonga turned on Solo, telling him he's acting a little bit too much like Roman Reigns. So after he threw a fit because the MFTs lost the title. But I want to focus on the fact that if you, Dave, and you can confirm this next week after you watch it, if you do watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody told Damian Priest that him and Truth were supposed to win the titles. If you look at his reaction when they count the 1, 2, 3, like he's like, what? Like either he's a really, really good actor or nobody told him, because the smile on his face goes from ear to ear, and he is happy.
I think he was genuinely surprised.
Yes.
I mean, and all because listen, I looked at that footage twice, maybe 3 times. And when he looked, because he was already in the corner, when R-Truth dipped that motherfucker, he was like, "You're the tag team champs." He was like, wait, like, what, we won? Holy shit. Wait, what? Yeah. It was, I'm telling you, it was genuine fucking surprise. Like, I had no idea.
And also, I will state this, Saint. And also, I love the full circle moment of this. For those of you who've been who've been watching wrestling long enough, you remember when Damian Priest was the World Heavyweight Champion and he was in Judgment Day.
Yeah.
And Truth thought he was in Judgment Day. And the interactions between them two in those moments used to be comedy gold, but it was always contentious. So now that Truth has left Judgment Day and become a good guy, it's fun to see that full circle moment where now he's back with Truth. Truth still Truth and acting goofy as fuck. Like the scene before they win the belts, Truth is fucking sitting in a barber chair with the barber with a fucking comb and scissors, and Priest looks at the barber like, "What the fuck are you doing?" He's like, "I don't know. He told me to do it." he goes back to cutting R-Truth's hair. But yeah, like I love the chemistry between the two of them, and I'm glad that they're tag team champions. Dave, any thoughts on Truth and winning the tag team titles?
I'm good with it. My only concern on the tag team side of things is solely on Raw, whether it's the Usos or my boys, the War Raiders.
Oh, I'm sorry to tell you, bro. It's looking
pretty-
like it's going to be Austin Theory in the WrestleMania plans, or Austin Theory and Logan Paul versus the Usos for the tag belts. For those,
I'm always up for Logan Paul getting mud stomped, and I want to see the Usos do it.
Yep, we'll see. That's what they're looking like.
Because
nothing's been made official.
Yeah, because now you just turned my head. Like, wait a minute. You think
you didn't see the whole segment on Raw where Paul Heyman told Austin Theory and Logan Paul to go after the tag team championships? Yeah. All right, so this was a quick swerve that was funny. After backing down from Rhea Ripley last week, Jade Cargill came out all chest puffed out and badass, and we came to find out why. Because Jade Cargill has now aligned herself with Michin and B-Fab as a crew.
Yeah, they're called it's on some
Wade Barrett said it on
it's on some hood shit.
Yeah. What was the name of Jade Cargill's new group?
It was
Takeover.
The take, like,
the
really
takeover.
Get the fan. Let me look. Listen. Dear wrestling fans, the takeover, really, my guy? Come on, man.
You feel the same way about that you feel about the Irresistible Forces, huh?
That's about as bad as the Irresistible Forces. That's about as bad as that goddamn that name that escapes me. The shit between the Miz and Carmelo. No.
Mello don't miss.
Yeah, that Mello. No, that's bullshit. Like, what's wrong with you, mother man? No, the takeover. Takeover what?
I will say
takeover what? Meechin is average, and B-Fab is just stunting. So I mean, like,
people have been criticizing WWE storytelling as of late for having no clear beginning and no clear end. I will give credit to those who are critiquing and upset with this, because it doesn't.
I'm not even upset. I'm just saying it just doesn't look. It just doesn't look right.
But for the past month, Meechin has been at Jade Cargill's throat, and for them to all of a sudden now want to work with Jade Cargill, just
that's
what
I'm
it is.
saying. Like, it's bullshit somewhere.
So, all right. So that was one of the other things. And then the last thing we will talk about, this also went throughout the whole show. I like the way they're doing that now. It was Randy Orton's path of destruction. Well, we saw Randy come out and sit in the ring with the chair that he smacked over Cody's dome last week, and sit and give a promo where basically he said Cody gave him permission to do exactly what he did. Cody said to listen to the voices in your head. Don't hold back. And so he's not holding back. And he showed that by proceeding to hand out another ass whipping to Matt Cardona this week, until he was pulled off of him. He was almost about to hit him with the chair, but instead he took the chair and broke Matt Cardona's arm. And I'm liking this, Randy. I'm liking this. I think he's going to progressively. I think he's but he goes he's gonna. I think we're gonna see him do some amazing things between now and then, because 09 Randy Orton is worth the watch.
Yeah.
Say, any thoughts on that final segment with Matt Cardona?
Yeah, his ass got kicked. Point blank. Let me just put it to you this way. woo 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 got woo wooed. Okay, like that's it.
I did say woo 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 got woo woo, huh?
Yeah, he got
Oh man.
wooed. Like
Like I said, they have me currently ready to find out what they're going to be doing with SmackDown next week and
choose
why
violence.
and why what's whether or not Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu survive. That's the one thing I'm truly interested in finding out. But all right, so that's going to wrap up our wrestling talk for this week. We're going to jump into Mr. Tech Tinker's favorite part of the show, and that is all right, video games. And we're going to start out by talking a little bit about Pokemon's first multi-regional game in decades. It's looking like it's going to be a good one. So talk to us, Dave.
All right. So recently there was a data leak from Game Freak, which is the development company behind Pokemon, all the main Pokemon games. And apparently there is something called Project Seed, SEED. And the data, and when you look at the data, it looks like Project Seed is going to be a Pokemon MMO, where you're going to have a persistent world people are able to log into at any time of the day, go around, do their Pokemon stuff, but also meet, battle, do all that stuff with other players. Pokemon has always tried to emphasize player on player action, whether it's back with the Game Boy with the link cable, as progress on Wi-Fi. As Wi-Fi progressed, they integrated that into their games. So this is kind of a logical step. Now, this is basically to link the first 4 regions in there.
Right.
So Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, and Sinnoh, which are thematically like the Japanese home islands. But you're basically going to be able to go through all 4 regions, just like I said, do your Pokemon trainer thing, collect, duel, whatever.
You can go on adventures like Ash.
Yeah, pretty much. And there's more that's coming out. So now, not everyone's pleased with this. When I first saw this article, it wasn't from Screen Rant. It was from I think it was PC Gamer, and the reviewer says, I hate it, simply because they like the idea of having the Pokemon that you collect and trade be localized to your cartridge only, which is how it was in the beginning. But again, so many advances in technology that Pokemon has kept up with, in that there's a service called Pokemon Home that you can connect with every game of the Switch, and also every 3DS Pokemon main title can transfer into Pokemon Home, and you're basically storing all your extras on the server access. So you can store on your server, and you can also store on your game cartridges or your local flash drive card that goes in with your Switch or your 3DS.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, and then that is supposed to be 2029. Okay, whereas next year we're getting the next step into the 10th generation of Pokemon. Oh, sorry, the 11th generation of Pokemon, with Winds and Waves, which got announced at the 30th anniversary last month.
Okay.
And that's going to be a Southeast Asian island chain inspired. So, like the Philippines, Malaysia, et cetera, et cetera. And they've been doing really good with the past generations of expanding out of Japan, where starting with Generation 5, Black and White 2, where Unova had a feel of New York City. They really embraced Paris, France in Generation 6, which is where I started with X and Y. Then Sun Moon and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon were the Hawaiian Islands straight up. Sword and Shield is Great Britain, everything including the slang. And Scarlet and Violet are Mediterranean Spain region. So they do a good job of expanding the culture beyond just anime Japan, as we call it, westernized anime Japan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's going to be great.
Yep. So we'll see how that comes out in 2029, and Winds and Waves hits in 27.
I'll say it like this. If it is a true MMO Pokemon game where you can literally just roam the countryside, fight other motherfuckers with your Pokemon, and collect Pokemon, they might just sell me on it. You know, you give it to me on the Xbox or the PlayStation, I might play it.
Yeah. But
I know they won't, but
Scarlet and Violet are really great because it's a full 3D open world like Legend of Zelda. What was it? The Wind Walker, the most recent one. Where
I don't know. I haven't played Legend of Zelda since the original.
But you're moving around, and then your right stick controls your camera, and you can do a full 3D move around while you're walking around. You can walk out with your Pokemon out and attacking random ones. It's instead of just getting jumped in areas and you have to duel for it. Your Pokemon can just basically is like, oh, you're low level, blap. You don't have to give it commands. It'll just attack automatically if you wanted to.
Nice.
So they're doing a lot to change it more into an action RPG mode in the past couple of releases. So, and I am currently shuffling around my game systems. I am still trying to get a computer where I have a second monitor so that I can attach my Switch with a capture card hooked up to the monitor so that I can do Switch games, primarily Pokemon, and bring that to first gen Xers because storytelling is great, gameplay is great, and yeah.
All right. Saints, any last thoughts before we move on to the next subject about the Pokemon game and this open world possibility?
Well, as MMOs or whatever, listen, if it works, it works. We've had only one successful thing, at least with me, for in terms of popularity with DC. So, DC Universe Online. So if we got something with Pokemon, we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
Gotta catch them
all. All right, Dave. And on this headline, we're reading about Starfield story, DLC, free spaceflight update, and the PS5 release date have all been confirmed. What are they telling you? What are they telling us, Dave?
Okay, so what was going to be considered by many as the Starfield 2.0, Terran Armada is going to be the next paid story DLC for Starfield, which because I got the premium edition when it first came out, I get it for free. Otherwise, it's just going to cost you $10. Okay. April 7th is when Terran Armada arrives and gets a lot of upgrade stuff, and it'll also be when Starfield arrives on the PlayStation 5, April 7th.
April 7th. Okay.
Yep, game will be getting a price drop on all platforms to $49.99. Currently $69.99 on Xbox, so drop of about $20.
Yeah! How do you fucking get away with charging so much when you're not giving any physical, you're not giving a physical copy, you're not giving any, you don't give an instruction booklet, you're not selling me anything but fucking zeros and ones.
Okay.
Sorry.
So
sorry.
Anyway,
That's
yes.
yeah.
So the April 7th update, even if you don't get the Terran Armada DLC, there's going to be an expanded number of encounters, POIs, and they're going to shake up the quote unquote dungeons, the encounter maps, mission maps, and there's going to be a new resource called X-Tech to upgrade weapons and ship modules. And while you can already upgrade your weapons and your gear and stuff, adding in new components and other thing, what they're talking about is going from, say, uncommon to rare, or rare to legendary quality, and adding in qualities that you normally only find through random chance, and you can't take them out or transfer them into other stuff. So there's lots of good stuff coming with Starfield. Part of the reason why I'm trying to get my console rearrangement set up so that my Xbox X is in the bedroom and I can start streaming off of Xbox X again and do Starfield with them.
There you go.
Yep.
All right, so we got another Starfield story here, as it was an announcement was made that Starfield and future Bethesda titles will use AI-driven DLSS5 technology. That's all Greek to me.
Okay, so DLSS5 is rendering technology. It's by NVIDIA, so this is going to be coming to all NVIDIA cards in there, and the
I have an NVIDIA card.
Yeah. The PR blurb says that it seeks to bridge the gap between rendering and reality. It's being labeled as NVIDIA's most significant breakthrough since real-time ray tracing debuted in 2018. And here's where the problem is that it uses heavy generative AI to make things photorealistic.
I'm not happy. No, I'm good with that.
Yep.
Yep.
So that's what the technology is leaning towards, and Bethesda is embracing it. It's not just Starfield, Fallout 5, Elder Scrolls 6, whenever that comes out, it's going to be in. So,
Dave, we lost you, bro. There you go.
There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you'll be walking through a more photorealistic Tamriel or Wasteland or Starfield.
Okay. That sounds pretty awesome.
Well, yeah, it is what it is. So
I tell you guys, like I said, I understand your how do you say,
resistance, reluctance
to AI,
apathy,
and AI growing more and more. But I think AI has its place. It's up. If any of these movies about the future have taught me anything, it's up to us humans to make sure we keep AI in its lane.
Yep.
Because it does have a use. It does have a use. Right. I'm not going to sit here and say AI has no use. AI has a use, but it's up to humans to keep it in its lane. It's when we start using it for evil things beyond what it is good for that the bad things start happening. Like, we don't need fully autonomous robots thinking for themselves and shit. Like, we don't need that. No matter how fun it looked like in a movie and all that, we don't need that.
Yep. We
I,
need
Robot.
we need the Neuromancer solution for AI, which is every single AI, in the words of William Gibson, has a electromagnetic shotgun taped to its forehead. So it starts getting out of hand. You push the button, the EMP goes off, AI gets wiped.
Yeah.
But
Technically
even
says-
yeah,
What's that?
go ahead. What was
he says you
Text
don't need
wisdom.
resistance. You don't need resistance against AI for this. If you know anything about NVIDIA and announcing new gimmicks, it probably doesn't work like all the gamers are reporting anyway.
Yep. But yeah, so it's it is where it is, and it's getting pushed on us. And like Tech says, everything. We're living in an age where there's no longer any alpha testing before it gets rushed to market, and we, the consumers, are unpaid beta testers.
Yeah.
Or even unpaid alpha testers. So, yep.
There you go. All right. So the next article, again, this all seems Greek to me, but PUBG maker Krafton is an AI defense company now, signs deal with Korean aerospace firm that includes investments of $1 billion aiming to expand the physical AI ecosystem. What?
Yes.
I am not. PUBG that's never been my bag.
Yeah.
That's really never been my bag at all.
Which, yeah, before Fortnite, there was PUBG, Player Unknown Battleground, which is basically same concept, battle royale. Krafton also being the publisher of Subnautica, which they have their legal issues that we've been documenting with the trying to get out of paying the former development staff of owed bonuses on Subnautica.
Okay.
But Krafton out of South Korea is joining forces with a Korean aerospace firm, Hanwha Aerospace, aiming to develop and commercialize technology across various sectors, including defense, with a particular focus on physical AI.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this could be a good thing, could not be a good thing. That's all.
Yeah. It's probably not going to be a good thing, especially because Krafton's CEO says he hopes the deal results in a company like Anduril, where if you know anything about tech companies being named after items or anything Lord of the Rings, it's a sign that they're bad, that they got the wrong messages from Lord of the Rings. Palantir, Anduril, yeah, these guys are not.
Who Tech Tinkers? Who did not start out as a BR? Oh, well, we'll wait for his response. All right. So, final subject of the night involves, again, Cyberpunk 2077, as we cannot stop giving updates on this game.
That's right.
Cyberpunk 2077 Chrome Rush has been officially announced.
Now, this is not an expansion, although CD Projekt Red is working on it and the sequel. But what Chrome Rush is, it is an old school arcade game, motorcycle racing arcade game through the streets of Night City. And the article has pictures of the racers looking like the light cycles from Tron, side by side.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
All right. I'm here for it. I did see, just a random subject to throw at you, I did see a thing, I don't know if it was true or not, but they were saying that Need for Speed maybe going back to it's getting away from the party like way the party open world way that they do things, go back to the underground like street racing style of gameplay and game that they were early on when they first came out, and I'm here for that. I like
with it.
I like the original Need for Speed. Like it got a little much for me later on. I think people. I'll say it like this: just like there's different types of sports games and stuff like that. Like I'll use an example: Madden versus playing NFL Street. Like those are both football games, but they're two completely different types of football games.
Right.
Yep.
Let Gran Turismo be Gran Turismo. You know, I don't need my street racing game to be like Gran Turismo. Like I don't need that much detail in there's too much detail for me in Gran Turismo to how you can tweak your cars. Like there's just way too much. Like I just want to get in the car and drive. Like, and you can do that, but there's just way too much detail. So as long as they don't go that route again, I'm here for it. I'll buy Need for Speed again. Love that series. Gentlemen, any thoughts on Need for Speed getting back to its original roots?
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? Listen, I don't have a problem with the world, you know, the open world stuff, because I mean it was good for, you know, it was really good for great chases, and especially when you're getting away from cops. But now I kind of like going back to the stuff like the hot pursuit games and so forth. Just, you know, your regular racing, you got your lanes or what have you. You got about maybe 6 or 7 people, and then you got cops chasing you, and you know you get that adrenaline, and then you end it, and then you win. You know, you don't want to have to keep on going until you have to find a garage to actually hide in, because the heat is like 3 or 4
hot on you.
Yeah, like what the fuck, bro.
All right, and Dave, any thoughts on this before we move into the next thing?
Not really.
All right, so then we'll jump into our. Where can we find you next? Where we, the host, tell you, the viewer, where you can see us next. Thank going ahead and kick us off. Where can we find you next, sir?
All right, so providing on tonight's activities or what have you, but I am going to be streaming the game Reloaded. I actually got a chance to play a little bit of it today, and it's got some kick, and I have to kind of like give my PlayStation a break, especially been running WWE all weekend. So yeah, I'll give that a shot. That'll be right after the classroom.
All right, and Dave?
Well, I am still going through technical difficulties right now. For those who didn't see the post, something is wrong with the house electrical systems, in that none of the garage outlets are working. The hardwired lights work just fine, but the garage outlets non-functional, which is a problem for me because the garage outlets are where my cable box is plugged into that provides me internet cable. So there's no power going to them. Right now I am coming to you via the glorious technology of mobile hotspot on my Galaxy phone. Okay. But that's good for palling around for a couple hours with these guys, but not for long-term game streaming. I mean, it's just not an option. So I'm still working on getting the problem solved, getting back up to full functionality here. I will keep everyone updated, but for right now, Night Shift is kind of on hiatus.
Fair enough. All right, and as Saint said, you can catch me in about hour and a half right here with Suave and O'Malley on the Classroom, brought to you by First GenXers Presents Broadcast Network. And we will be talking about all the fun stuff going on in sports today, from Cam Scottaboo's ignorant remarks to the ignorant thing that Tom Brady said, which I meant to bring up here, but which we'll talk about next week, that he said about wrestling. And yeah, other than that, y'all, be sure to join us. And then as far as the video games go, I should be giving you a full week this week with starting with college football on Monday or on Tuesday. And I may actually be bringing you NBA 2K26 this week. I just happened to find it on sale on the Xbox. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But until then, guys, we will be back next week. Thank you, Dave Saint, for joining us today. Always appreciate it. And we'll have more hot topics, video game talk, and wrestling talk for you next week, right here on the Cheap Pop Podcast. Rating us out,
rating
brother?
y'all out, rating it out.
Thank you,
Later.
Lovely Radio. Appreciate it. We out, y'all. Peace.